I'm so terrible with like memory, man. It's like horrible. Let me see. Eh. No, I just say like honestly, I'll leave it at this. Like with crypto art, it's like you're literally at the beginning of a new type of renaissance. So just take it to the max. There's nothing stopping you guys from doing it. You know, everybody. You know, and also and I think about like the word crypto art. What does it really means? You know, and you know with that with the potato wash thing, the wash trading, and all that.
Oh, actually,
God's
let's get
honest
into
truth.
that. Let's get into that
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm not. I mean, I don't have to shut off right now. I got
No,
like,
no,
I
no.
got
I'm good. I
30.
just wanted to
Yeah,
get some questions in, but yeah,
yeah,
go.
yeah. So okay, so I guess I'll set this up. So Maximus, Osiris, and myself, we wanted to play a little prank, and we knew we were gonna get hot shit for it. Bottom line, like, I think before we did it, I was already kind of drunk. I was like, this is not a good idea, but let's do it. Let's do it. And so we took, Max made the piece. It was a hot potato with a flaming trash can. And we set up for like 40th. And then we just wash traded on the top of Rarible. And we just flipped. And then we got a message from Alex, you know, it's on the cob. And he's like, what is this? I'm like, sorry, we did a little boo-boo, you know? and so he's like, that's not cool. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, you know. All of a sudden the sorry salvo just goes out. And so we did it, but it was because we saw, you know, I mean, I don't even want to like bring up Pac in this, but like, you know, he did a self trade with himself,
Yeah.
or he bought, you know, 2F, whatever. And whatever, I mean, I understand he's testing it out or whatever, but it's technically a wash trade. So we wanted to kind of like lampoon that.
Yeah.
And we're like, what's the most obvious way to do this? And obviously Max makes the potato in the freaking flaming trash can. I'm like, hot potato, named it hot potato, and we traded it for a ridiculous amount. And it's like the most blatant, obvious like wash trade you could ever do. And so we put it up and we got harangued for it, and properly so. I understand that. Like, I mean, shoot, I got other artists were wringing my neck for it, and I had to say sorry to them. And so we did that. But yeah, so the funny thing about that is, like, you know, I could have done it another way. We could have done it the most sly way possible. You know, you take your funds, you put it in exchange.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the
Send
thing.
it out to
That would be an incredibly easy way to wash trade on Wearable. As soon as it goes to
right.
the exchange,
Yeah.
you don't know who has it, and as long as those two wallets haven't talked, there's no way of ever knowing.
So we did it the stupidest way possible, and I don't know why we did it, but we're still laughing about it, honestly. But thanks to the Rarible team for understanding.
So is potato art a subgenre of trash art, or is it its entirely own genre?
I think that's Max's baby right there, man. I mean, even though, like, okay, I don't want to say it was like, I know Abosh did the potato thing, but I'm not sure if that's even connected. The potato thing was like Max, you know, like he did the rose potato. I know that was referencing Abosh. So, but I think he just took it to another vortex. Really, I think that became its own little baby. But yeah, I mean.
So as
thinking about,
we've had trash can art, we've had potato art.
Okay, okay. So here's the thing about all this stuff. Yeah, the funny thing about all this stuff is that, like, from my experience with doing the Rare Pepe stuff and all that, memes, the memetic culture, and all that, it's a thing. You know, it's a very strong visual communication tool on the internet. You get people with hilarity, and you can show them your opinion through it. It's very strong. And I think a lot of people are downplaying meme art, and I think it's a very grave mistake because it's a whole new beast, and it works wonderfully. It's a transmission of comedy in a way. That's the way I look at it too. Like for me, like that trash can, I had no idea like people were going to like understand it and vibe with it. And thanks to all the artists that, you know, I mean, honestly,
I
that's
think
like
it's
a
almost
blessing.
the
Yeah.
pushback became helps make that into an art form. Like if people hadn't had such a problem with it, and then if people hadn't actually coined the name and said, "Oh, this is just trash," it wouldn't have
Yeah.
become such a big thing. It was almost, it was almost like the Barbra Streisand effect. The more people tried to get rid of it, the bigger it became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I would agree with you. I think it is a Streisand effect of some sort. Um, but I think, that the trash can could have been nothing, but now what's happened, it's become like a rallying cry of some sort. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, every artist, they got their own way of seeing it. So I love it. Like I was making a joke, like the trash can talked to me. It was like, we're breaking up, I'm doing my own thing now. It's like, I got, it's its own thing now. It's not even me anymore. Like I did something out of like pure emotion, but um, I guess it's kind of like how Matt Fury from Red Pepe feels, like he made this character, but he didn't know what it was going to turn into,
Yeah.
you know. But it's still amazing to see. So like I think like I know Theo Goodman. He's like all about mimetic art and like researching that stuff
Well, I
and
think
like
all art is kind of, if it's good art, it almost is a meme. In the most raw sense that you're kind of, you're expressing a feeling, you're expressing a image and a
yeah.
point in history which is displayed through flat imagery. Like I mean, memes. It's only a matter of time until memes become so high quality that they become indistinguishable from art.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I always try to like think ahead too. I'm like, there might be a time where memes are like done.
Yeah.
But not for a long time, that's for sure. And then whatever spawns from that might be even more amazing, which is kind of funny, like to think about, like what's beyond that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if Richard Dawkins had to give the thing a name, it's pretty profound what it's capable of doing. But I've noticed that like memes have some sort of like hilarity attached to it. It's kind of a lampooning kind of thing. But it's an emotion that gets engendered. So like you see a meme, you laugh at it, and then you get time to think about it. But it gets you like right here. It doesn't get you here first. It gets you like right here. You just laugh and you crack off about it, and then you kind of think about it. So it's an interesting kind of like way to like perceive art, because it's a little bit. It might be kind of Dada-esque in a sense, because Dada like was kind of comedy. It was ridiculous.
I think Dali would have. I'm not sure Dali is really Dada, but he's surrealist.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely would have liked a good meme.
Yeah. I think every artist that gets it would understand.
Who is the father of Dada? The guy who did the woman with the cello marks on her back. What's his name?
Oh man,
Man Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's like a different thing as well.
Yeah, and I mean it's ridiculous. I mean, it got people to like kind of laugh. So I think like just like the Dada movement, it's got kind of the same juice involved with how people react to it first.
Yeah.
At first it's like ridiculous and laughter and stuff, but then they get to think about it. They're like, oh, they're really kind of just changing up the game here. Really, I mean, it takes a while for people to understand that, I think that's same with memes too. I think like the meme culture it's only about what 20 years old.
Yeah,
15.
I mean it's as old. I guess it probably, as everyone doesn't like to say, but probably started with 4chan. In fact, it definitely started with 4chan. That's where all of the stuff and the genesis on the internet usually comes from.
Yeah, meme factory for sure.
Yeah, and then Twitter's made it kind of a mainstream thing. I mean, everyone knows what a meme is before. 5 years ago, no one knew what they were.
Yeah.
So Danny Pham asks, Rob, what is your long-term goal for yourself and this space? Is there anything really specific, or are you just doing it as you go?
Honestly, I'm kind of doing it as I go. And to be honest, like it's the same way I was doing it with the Rare Pepe stuff. Like I didn't know it was going to turn into all this. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Like much props to like Super Rare and crushing the $1 million sales and all that. It's fucking amazing, man. And it's only been 4 years.
Yeah, it's pretty
crazy. It's
4 years. It's been.
Well, I mean, like, yeah. It's okay. It's been a little bit more. I'll give you that. But like the major years. Let's say it's 4 years of really like just a coalescing of just individuals all putting it together. But to see how global it's gotten, and just I'm talking to everybody from everywhere around the world. It's amazing.
Yeah.
and so yeah, like to try and predict even the next 6 months, I can't even. Crypto time works so fast. It's like 6 months is like 2 years now. You know what I mean? It moves so quick. It's just
Well, I
like,
mean,
what's
it's
going
kind of
on?
crazy that like, God, a year ago the highest sale was
Yeah,
$1,000. Now it's 500 and what was no 55,555 or something.
yeah,
But yeah, it's kind of mental how it's progressed and got so
yeah.
big. So
And I mean, I always, oh, sorry, I
no,
always hate to like not give a full answer about things. Like if I want to actually answer that, like, um, I mean, VR is going to be big. The crypto voxels worlds, that's things, all that stuff's going to grow. Um, but like I was talking with Max, and don't get me wrong, I like what crypto voxels, I like what Decentraland is doing, but like if you look at Bitcoin, how it works, right? It's supposed to be like a cash system. You're supposed to be able to use it in real life. So like for me, like I'm with Max on like I'm embracing the VR stuff, embracing what that's going to be. But like, how are we going to get crypto art in the real world as well?
yeah, I don't
You
think
know?
the honestly the crypto worlds are awesome. And I think they're cool, but I feel like they're rehashing to a certain extent things like worlds.com and it's called like a trader or something. It's like a
Mhm.
online. There are these games that already exist where you can buy stuff, and
Right.
they've been going since like the 90s. It's been a thing.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel like it's gonna push it into the mainstream more. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'm sure that they'll have a huge user base, but I don't think it will ever become something that I don't think the reason why crypto art will become a big thing is because of crypto voxels. I feel like
Right.
that's almost part of the rabbit hole that you go down.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So like, I think for the most difficult thing for me is imagining like how in the heck are you going to display crypto art in a show? Like Max and I we're going to try to throw this thing next month, and it's a battle because it's like it's so. I mean, it's purely digital.
I'm gonna
I
send you
understand it.
some stuff for the LCD screen from BAE Max
Yeah,
Artist. Yeah.
nice man. But yeah, like, but I think it's a notable challenge because you're trying to bring stuff out that's like really really trying so hard to be digital, and so like if there's some way to be able to display all that stuff, I think it would be like groundbreaking,
Yeah.
you know and don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of pieces that will be impossible to show in these galleries, I always reference like Frenetic Void. He did a 3D sculpture piece. It was like a bunch of silver bodies blend into one, and in the VR world, it's like it's just hanging there and it's super huge, and it's like I understand that like that will be extremely difficult to
You need
try
to
to even
get
emulate.
AR glasses before that stuff was really
Yeah, you could do
possible.
AR as
Yeah.
well, for sure. Yeah, and I think AR probably will be a route that we'll probably have to take.